All right, guys. Tyler Mayforth, Texas State beat writer for the San Marcos Daily Record. I'm joined by John Whisler from the San Antonio Express News. Easy for you to say. But John, first impressions of this game. Did you ever think it was in doubt? I mean, even when they're up 24 points, do you think SFA could come back?
I did, really, because you saw their offense. They have a lot of quick strike capabilities, and it's a kind of an aerial circus. And so there were a lot of plays that Texas State really had a lot of trouble stopping all night long. And I don't think anybody was comfortable in this game.
And you said in the post-game press conference, one of your questions was about that slant. Because it
Yeah.
seemed like that's all SFA
Yeah.
ran was that slant. Did
Yeah.
you, is that what you saw? That they could
Well,
stop
I
it?
guess they saw that it was working, so why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type
Exactly.
of thing. And they ran it all night long, and they were successful all night long. I think Texas State just came up with enough big plays here and there to hold on and avoid what would have been a pretty embarrassing defeat.
Oh, that would have been horrible because they're
Yeah.
coming off the loss of Texas Tech, the 58-10,
Yeah.
and to lose this one in the crowd. I mean, 17,118, 188, somewhere in there. We expected a drop off.
Yeah.
But did you expect that big of a drop off?
No, I thought it'd be a little bit more than that. We'll see how they do when Nevada comes here and then they get into the WAC schedule. I would expect it to bump up to maybe 20, or more.
22,000.
22 maybe.
Exactly.
I was a little surprised that it dropped off that much, but I didn't expect anything like Texas Tech.
Yeah.
you know.
But speaking of that Texas Tech game, we saw a night and day difference between Sean Rutherford today.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean, granted, you're facing two completely different defenses because there's, you have Tech and you have,
Yeah, that was the big thing.
but what was your impression?
I think
of
he was
Rutherford?
healthy too. I think he was kind of banged up a little bit. Had some bruiser ribs.
Yeah,
is
during the
what I
game, he got hit
understand.
pretty hard against Tech.
So I think he was healthy, and his decision making was good. He kind of stole the show. I mean, SFA had their pass happy offense in high gear, but Rutherford had the game of his career, and without they needed every bit of it
Exactly.
to win.
I mean, everyone knew that Brady Adway tonight, 44 of 68. I mean, 68 attempts. SFA ran 96 plays. So the Bobcat defense is going to sleep well tonight.
Oh yeah.
But Sean Rutherford completed his first 11 passes I believe tonight, and he was 21 of 26 for 301 yards. His first 300 passing yard game I asked him since high school.
Well, it was big too that he didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
No picks. He didn't no fumbles. A couple of his teammates put the ball on the ground a couple of times, but and he was steady at the end, and they didn't take a lot of chances at the end, and then they had a really big punt to pin them back, and they weren't able to drive. They had to drive the length of the field at the end, and they weren't able to do it.
And I know that I've been saying to a lot of people, Sean's been working on his arm a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been out of practice enough to see Sean working on his arm, and that post route he threw on a 98-yard school record, broke the previous school record of 91 yards from Bradley George's hands Winky, and one other, I'm not sure who it was, but that ball couldn't have been better thrown.
Yeah.
It was right in the hands. I mean, it was right where it
Oh
needed
yeah,
to be.
it was perfectly thrown, and he threw it up. And what I liked about it, he let his guy run under it. He put some air under the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times do you see quarterbacks throw it on a line and overthrow the guy? I mean, it was a great pass. So that showed that he's making some progress.
It showed a lot of maturity because last year he would struggle with that throw. I mean, last year there were times when he struggled with a short pass, a medium slant like SFA picked the Bobcats apart tonight. But moving on from this, do you see this as a problem that the Bobcats on defense? I mean, second consecutive game they've allowed 500 plus yards.
Well, it's not encouraging, but I think they said that most of the rest of their teams will be more conventional style offenses, and that'll help. It is tough to defend an offense like that if you're not going to be able to get to the quarterback. And they have some good receivers. They have some speed.
Cordell Roberson.
Roberson, I think, is a future NFL draft pick.
He could be, and he set the Southland Conference career record tonight with 33 touchdown receptions. Not tonight in a single game in his career.
Yeah.
I guess finally, big question before coming to the season was Texas State. 6 wins, they could get to a bowl.
Yeah.
We're at 2 now. Can you see the Bobcats getting 4 more this season?
Oh, that's going to be tough, but they might come close. I'm not sure where all they're going to come from, but I used to think maybe Idaho and I don't know. Idaho, I think, might be pretty good. Didn't they play Wyoming?
They
tough
played Wyoming
tonight?
tough today. I believe they lost by 3.
Yeah,
I think they lost.
Wyoming's not a
40-37.
great team, but these are more established programs that are playing at this FBS level, and that makes a big difference. But if Rutherford continues to play like this, and they can protect him, and they can protect the ball, they might be able to steal a couple wins here and there.
And finally, I guess it seems like, coming into this season, Fran said he wanted it to be a 2-horse race between Rutherford and Arndt. Well, do you think it's pretty much a 1-horse race now?
Well, I don't think that he would hesitate in putting Arndt in if Rutherford struggles, but I know he'd like to see Rutherford take control of the position and keep playing like this. You kind of feel bad for Tyler because I think he's a pretty good quarterback.
Exactly.
But you can't play them both. And I think he made a good decision, Coach Fran, in sticking with Rutherford and not putting Arndt in, although he's capable, because Rutherford played so well.
And it showed so well against Houston, the last game that they won, too. Because Rutherford did struggle in the third quarter, but he came out firing in the fourth, and they won that game. So
if he can continue just to manage the game and not make mistakes,
this team could be good this year.
That could be pretty. They could surprise people in a couple games. I think they can steal a couple games down the stretch here.
Exactly. Well, once again, the Bobcats win. It was a wild one, 41-37. Tyler Mayforth, John Whisler. Thank you, and we'll see you guys later.